I tried Amazon FBA for 1 year. I first invested around $3,000. 1 year later, I make around $5,000 and I'm only working on my business around 4 hours a week.
4 hours, I would probably stretch that out to at least 20 hours a week if you want to take things seriously and take your business to the next level.
If you had $10,000 to your name, what would you do to spin that around?
I would take $2,000 and I would open up an e-commerce brand, and then I would take another $2,000 and run test ads.
I would not listen to a single word this lady said. I'm Matthew Fraser, and this is Amazon Ecom Secrets. I'll be sharing with you the secrets that helped me go from millions in debt to an 8-figure entrepreneur. If you're ready to escape the 9-to-5 and live life on your terms, let me show you the way. Hey guys, Matthew Fraser here, and welcome to today's podcast. We are going to be checking out some very, very interesting videos and getting my reaction. So let's go take a look.
I lost over $10,000 trying Amazon FBA my first year. And here's the biggest mistakes that I made. Number one, I didn't check if the product actually worked. My first product was an animal repeller, which really did well.
Well, let's just stop it there. This guy didn't check if the product actually worked. Big mistake. Very, very good information.
Number two was trying to take my product photography myself. I was using my own phone, trying to do it all myself instead of actually hiring professionals.
I'm not sure if you even heard that, but he got a product, put it into the marketplace, and then found out it didn't even work. Now, my lesson to you there is make sure you get a sample of the product and test it before you send it into Amazon. Well, I will say this guy really does know what he's talking about, especially when it comes to PPC. One of the biggest mistakes people make is not understanding how much it's going to cost for you to advertise your product and get to the front page so people can actually see it. You could end up spending way more money in advertising than the actual cost of goods, and therefore completely blow your budget and your profit. And then guess what, guys? You're back to square one, and you're probably, for most people, you're going to give up. So this guy is definitely onto the right topics, and you should listen to him.
I'm going to show you how to make $1,000 a month on Amazon. Step 1. Go to Walmart.
I love the fact that he's starting off with, we're going to show you how to make $1,000 on Amazon. Guys, I remember when I first made my very first $1,000, it's actually a really big deal. For most people, they may not think it's that much, but it shows you what you can actually do by simply making $1,000. You've kind of validated the process, and then it's just about optimizing and taking things to the next level and get more zeros on the end. Let's keep going.
Step 2. Find the clearance section. Step 3. Download the Amazon Seller app and start scanning products that you want to sell. Next step is to look for a product that has a lot in stock, and it's lightweight and easy to shed. This is the perfect product.
Look, he's right onto something here. Finding a product that's lightweight makes your job super simple, because you can imagine though, if you get big heavy items and shipping into Amazon, you'll find that it's going to cost you a lot of money. But that said, you may find later down the track that having those big overweight items is actually your break into the market, because nobody else is doing them and you could do them yourself, as long as you make sure that you make profit, because the shipping and storage fees do cost a fair bit. Let's keep checking out what else he says.
Product sells for $4.50 on clearance at Walmart. It's listed on Amazon for $18.49. That means when all is said and done, it's $12.23 profit. There's 28 of these in stock. We're going to buy them and sell them on Amazon. Here's our profit breakdown.
Now, I will say with this guy, he's talking about making a profit of $12.23. That is way too low, and I would definitely not want to do that. You would only be able to do that if you had a product, and what he's actually doing is he's going to a store and buying existing products and then taking them to Amazon because he's buying them cheap. But you can only do that if the product has a brand name, because otherwise, how else are you going to get people to see your product on Amazon? You're not going to be able to, and you're going to burn all of your $12.23 in PPC, which means it's going to be a complete flop.
So I tried Amazon FBA for 1 year, and this is what happened. I first invested around $3,000 into my business, and it took me around 3 months to get my inventory from my supplier to the Amazon warehouse. I then sent my product to a bunch of influencers that posted about it and created content around it.
Now, first of all, let's talk about it took her 3 months to get her product shipped into Amazon. And you're going to think, What the hell? How come it took so long to get my product into Amazon? Well, if you're dealing with manufacturers in China, guess what? You can't just ring them up and say, hey, just send over the goods, especially if they don't have them already produced. So therefore, you've got to put in a purchase order, and they could have a lead time of anywhere from 6 to 8 to 12 weeks. And you've got to wait for them to manufacture those goods before they even ship them into Amazon. So think about that when you're contacting these guys in China.
1 year later, I make around $5,000 of profit a month, and I'm only working on my business around 4 hours a week.
Well, look, it sounds good, 4 hours a week, but I would say that it's probably going to cost you or take way more time than 4 hours a week. There is so much to learn when you're starting out with Amazon. Just creating your listing for the very first time will probably take you hours upon hours because you need to study and know exactly what buttons you're pressing, because you could find that you press the wrong buttons, you could get your account suspended, or you'll end up in a world of hurt of just going around in this merry-go where Amazon doesn't know what you're talking about and you don't know what you're talking about, right? So the key thing here is study, and don't expect it to happen overnight. 4 hours, I would probably stretch that out to at least 20 hours a week if you want to take things seriously and take your business to the next level.
Here's how to start selling on Amazon in under a minute. First, you want to come to sell.amazon.com and sign up to become an...
No, I've got to stop it there, guys. The start was how to sell on Amazon in under 1 minute. Now, keep in mind, he's going to tell you how to do it in 1 minute because probably he's very experienced, but we'll see. It's going to take you obviously a lot longer than 1 minute.
Next, you're going to use a product research software like Helium 10 to find a product to sell. Once you find that product, you're going to want to come get it manufactured on a website like Alibaba.
What he's talking about there is Helium 10. That is a software that can help you identify potential products that where there's a niche and a gap in that market where you could find things. For example, let's say there's only black and white yoga mats, and you found that you could sell pink or green yoga mats. That could be your break into the market. And Helium 10, amongst other softwares, is going to help you identify those products. And then you're going to go over to Alibaba. What's Alibaba, you ask? Well, Alibaba is like a Chinese go-to marketplace for manufacturers, and they're on that marketplace too. So you can go there and find them, and guess what? It tells you 9 times out of 10 what the cost price is per item. So let's just say you find an item of your yoga mat, it's $5, and you might know you can sell that for $50 on Amazon. So automatically you know there's a profit there, and then you start talking.
Next, you're going to create a listing and add your product to Amazon. Next, you're going to create a shipment and send your products directly from your manufacturer to Amazon's warehouse. The best part about this is every time you get an order, Amazon will pack and ship that order directly to your customer.
This is why Amazon FBA is so powerful, because you can send all of your items into Amazon. FBA stands for Fulfilled by Amazon. They will actually house your products in their warehouse. And then when the customer buys your product, Amazon will pick, pack, and ship the product from their warehouse right to the customer. And guess what? You don't do anything. How easy is that?
Then you're going to start advertising your product on Amazon. And finally, start selling.
He was pretty good. He did wrap it up in under a minute. But just keep in mind, you're going to need a lot more than 1 minute of training and due diligence before you can get your products into Amazon. So what's the key here? Knowledge will give you confidence, which will give you power.
If you had 10,000 to your name, what would you do to spin that around?
I would take $2,000 and I would open up an e-commerce brand, Shopify and Oberlo. I would either do it myself or hire someone like on Fiverr to find a drop shipper like an Oberlo that has them in stock, pay my $29 to Shopify and make this e-commerce site, pay someone on Fiverr $50 to create the site and make sure it all plugs into the back end of my drop shipper. And then I would take another $2,000 and run test ads. So I'd have that cooking, and I'd give that at least 5 to 7 days to see how ads perform, and then just again pump money into the ad that works. So I'd hope to have recurring revenue on that because you can sell 24 hours a day.
I would not listen to a single word this lady said. I think she's completely missed the mark here, and I know from experience it takes more than 7 days to find a product, set up your Shopify store, connect all the back end, and then even find customers. So sounds good, but nah, this one's bad. Well, that's it. That's the end of my reactions to these videos. It was half-half. Some had really, really good information, some not so good. The key here is knowledge is power. If you want me to react to more of these really interesting videos, make sure you comment in the section below and I'll be happy to get more to you. See you in the next episode. Thanks for tuning into Amazon Ecom Secrets. If you enjoyed this episode, the best way to show your support is to give a 5-star review on Apple Podcast and Spotify, and make sure to subscribe on YouTube so you don't miss an episode. You can also find more at I'm Matthew Fraser on all social media platforms. Thanks so much. Take care.